Good evening, everybody. February 6th, 2020. Berochos, Lamed Daled 34.
Yeah.
Mishnah.
The new app I downloaded.
Again, February 6th, 2020. Berochos, Lamed Daled 34. Mishnah. However, lifnei teva, that which is in the parentheses has been removed. However, lifnei teva, if somebody went to be the chazan v'tor and he made a mistake, he can't continue. Yaver acher tachtav. So somebody just should step in and pick up where he left off. Now we're going to see what that means. V'lo sarvin ba'oser shot. Now we're going to learn that the normal etiquette, if a gabbai comes up to you to ask you to daven for the omid, you're not supposed to jump at it. You're supposed to refuse once.
I think you have
or
to
twice.
tell a few people here.
Okay, you have to refuse once or twice. By the third time, you should go already. But that's the normal way of doing it. However, here, when you have a chazan who made a mistake and you have to replace him, do not be a sarvin. Don't refuse. Go right up. Now, now the replacement chazan. Where does he have to start from the beginning? No. Mitchilas habracha shetozeh. He just, if wherever the guy had made the bracha, you go from the beginning of that bracha. Let's say, Re'eva nyenu v'riva rivenu, and the guy all of a sudden fainted, or whatever, and couldn't continue. The person comes back and starts from that bracha again. Now, it's not that pashut we're going to see, right? We're going to see that Shemona Esrei is divided into three segments. The first three brachas, the middle segment of brachas, and the last three brachas. So we'll get into a little bit more detail now. Now, the chazan is up there, and all of a sudden the kohanim have to duchen. Yivarecha Hashem yishmerecha. Amen. Right? After each one, it's a bracha, so the kahal says amen. But should the chazan say amen? So the chazan should not say amen, because he's going to be mavalbel. He's going to get confused. Because of tiruf hadas. Mibnei tiruf. He's going to be confused. He won't know where to pick up. He's going to forget where he is to pick up the next bracha. V'mein sham kohen elahu lo yisas kapav. Now, if he's the only kohen, and he's the chazan, he also should not duchen, because maybe he won't be able to go back to the tefillah where he is and have proper kavana, sim shalom, right? His das will also be miturefes. But the im hiftachtu shu noises kappa v'choiz v'tfilosu rishai. Now, if he is very confident that he's not going to get mixed up, so he can do it. Torabon. So this teaches me the halacha that if the gabbai goes up to somebody and asks him to daven, you should first refuse. They made him a sarev. Now, if he does not refuse, he jumps into it. It's like a dish that doesn't have any salt in it. Now, on the other hand, if he protests too much, in the sarev yoser midai, it's also not good. It's like a dish that with too much salt was put in it. Ketzadu osa. So what should be done? Pam rishona yisarev and shniya mehave. Right. The first one he should refuse. The second one, he should maybe yes, maybe no. The shlishi is poishus as raglav yard. The third time that they ask him, he should just go straight and down. Torabot. Shloisha, Ruben Kosha. There are three types of things where if you do a lot of it, it's bad. Umiyutin Yofa. If you do a little of it, it's good. Eluhein. Soor. Right? Yeast in a dough. Too much is bad. A little bit is good. Melach. Same thing with the sarvonus and refusing. A little bit of refusal is good, but too much is also a problem. Amravuna. Ta b'shloisha rishonos choizer l'rosh. So when the chazan all of a sudden couldn't continue for whatever reason, so if he's in the first three brachas and now you're the replacement chazan, you come up to replace him, you start from the beginning. be'emtsoyos. Now, if Rav Huna says that if you made a mistake in the middle brachas, so let's say you're in Refainu or Yushalayim Ircha, right? Choizer la'tachoinen. You go to the first of the middle brachas, which is atachoinen. And then if you made a mistake ba'achroinois, choizer la'avoida, you go to Ritzei. Rav Asi Omar, emtsoyos ein lehen seder. No, you could, the emtsoyos, if you got lost in the middle of a bracha, wherever you are, the replacement comes up and just starts with that bracha again. You don't have to go to the beginning of Atachoyne. So he argues with Rav Huna. Most Rav Sheishes has a kasha on Rav Huna. Mehechanu choizer betchilas habracha shetozeh. Right? Go back just to the original bracha. Tiyuf to Rav Huna. That seems to be a major kasha on Rav Huna, who said what? That you go back to Atachoyne. Amlach Rav Huna, no. Emtsoyos kul echad Berochos. He held that all of those 12 middle brachas, or 13, with if you include a Moshinim, the Berochos Haminim that was added, are considered like one bracha. So it's not a kasha for him because we go back to the original bracha at the choin. Okay, Amar Yehuda. Lo oilam al yishal adam tzrachov. You shouldn't start asking for your personal needs lo b'shalosh rishonos for lo b'shalosh achronos, right? Not in the first three, which are for praise. The middle ones where you can detail other bakashas either within the bracha or even not necessarily related to those brachas. Domer v'chanina, rishonos, the original brachas, the first three doime le'eved shemesader shrach l'ftei rabo. It's like the servant that is laying out a praises for the master. And so is doime le'eved shemavakesh prosper rabo. The middle ones. Now you're asking for a gift from the master. Now, after you receive the gift, you're giving shvach v'hoda, moedim anachnu, right? We thank you, Hashem. The last three brachos are really shvach v'hoda, that you receive the pras. V'niftar v'hoyachlo. Then he can go on his way. Torabonon, ma'aseh b'tabed echad, shira lifnei hateva. The person went down to be a chazan, b'fnei Rabbi Eliezer. He was schlepping. And so the Talmidim complained, look how long this guy's schlepping. So he didn't have any problem. Didn't Moshe Rabbeinu marich t'ksiv bei es arboy mayom, es arboy malayla, his napalti, that I daven for 40 days, 40 nights. Right? That's called marich. So this guy's not a problem. Shuv ma'aseh b'tamid echad she'ol lifnei Rabbi Eliezer. Another Talmud that went down to daven in front of Rabbi Eliezer. He was very short. He rushed through it. Omer le Talmid of Kama Katzron Uzeh. Wow, this guy, isn't he too short? Omer le Rabbi Eliezer responded, no, Klum Mekatzer Yosef and Moshe Rabbeinu. We have another example. Moshe Rabbeinu was very Mekatzer. When Miriam got sick with Saras, he said, D'chsiv Keil na, Refa na la. He didn't even mention her name. Right? Just a very simple tefillah. So sometimes it could be short, sometimes it could be long. In fact, if you daven for your friend, you don't necessarily have to mention even his name. Like Shenemar, Keil na Rafon Allah, Miriam, and he did not enunciate the name of Miriam as part of the tefillah. So when do you bow during the brachos? So ba'avos tchila v'soif, right? When you start Shemona Esrei, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Elokei Avram, right? That bracha Baruch Atah and Baruch Atah Hashem Mogen Avram. So we bow there, and then tchila v'sof. Shoy behen ba'avos tchila v'sof, and b'hodot tchila v'sof. So by moedim v'tachzavani v'shuv cholitzim rachavim moedim anachnu l'fanecha, and then Baruch Atah Hashem Atov Shemcha l'chanel hodos. So the beginning of Hodah and the end of Hodah, we also bow. If he wants to bow by every bracha, we teach him not to do it. A regular person, we teach them not to bow by every bracha, but Kohen Gadol, B'sov kol bracha bracha. The Kohen Gadol, if he wants, he can be machnia himself by every bracha. That's besof. V'amelech tchila kol bracha bracha v'sof kol bracha. A melech could bow in front of every bracha and at the end of every bracha. What's pshat the melech? Because the greater you are, the more humble you have to act in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Amar Yizak bar Nachmani, L'didim mefresh l'minei Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. This is how Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi's din was explained to me. Had yod k'mo shamarnu, that he shouldn't be taught not to make any of these bowings. Koin gadol, tchilas kol bracha u'bracha. He can bow at every beginning bracha. And melech, kiven shekar shavinu zokev. Just a melech, once he bows, he stays bowed the whole time. He doesn't stand up. We learn that from Shlomo Melech. Shenamar vayi kechalot Shlomo litpalel. Kam his name is Bech Hashem mikroa al birkav. He was on his knees, and he stayed there the whole davening until he got up. Now, there are three types of bowing. Talking about kida alapayim. Means you're bowing flat on your face. Your face is to the ground. Now, there's no pishut yadayim v'raglayim. Means you've gone down to your knees, and then we put our face to the ground. That's a kida. Without pishut yadayim. Pishut yadayim v'raglayim is you've stretched completely out.
Right.
Okay?
Is that I was supposed to do on Yom Kippur?
I was taught always, by Chazal Liban, we go down to our knees, because that's kriya. Then we go down to our face.
Right. That's weird.
But not totally flat prostrate.
I never was taught to do pishut yadayim v'raglayim. I think that's only done in Beis HaMikdash.
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't think you're supposed to.
I don't see people.
I see in the
going
Magzer.
Hey, we do it like the way you described.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay,
Yeah.
because that's okay. Now, kida is al apayim. Shenemar vatikad basheva apayim aretz, because it says by Basheva before she approached David HaMelech, that's she went down to her face. Kriya is al birkayim. That's why koirim is we go down to our knees. Shenemar mikroa al birkav. Hishtachava zu pishut yadayim v'raglayim. That's spreading out your hands and your feet. So perhaps when it says korim hishtachavim, maybe we should do that. But the chur is not our minute.
Doesn't have room.
Sheneamar, havei navei anivim havon anivim chavachecha lishtachavos lecha arza. Right when Yaakov Avinu says to Yosef during his dreams, should me and your mother come to be mishtachava? Arza, I guess assumes pishut yadayim v'raglayim. Amrav Chia Bered Rav Huna. We saw by Barava the matzlo atzluyi. Listen to what it says in Rashi. Kishnoifim ha'pleim ain't pushing midem ragleim. Elamatin atzi. They don't push out their hands and feet. They sort of lie on their side. They sort of roll on their side when they daven. Tanichada ha'koireya the hoidof. You go down to your knees. Harei meshubach. There's another place that says, no, that's ugly. So, like kasha, betchila halav asof. Betchila koireya. That's if you go in the beginning, you koireya. That's the right way to do it. And basof, you can do the other part. Now, if you do the other part besalt, then that's not good. Rava kara b'hoidah tchila v'sof. Rava went down to his knees by moedim, the beginning and end. Amar the Rabbanan Ma'ikovid Marhachi. How come you did this? Amar lo Chazin Rav Nachman de kara. Chazin Rav Sheshet de kara. That means he learned from his rebellion. He saw Rav Nachman do that, and he saw Rav Sheshet do that. For the Gemara, how could he agree? Bataya kareh b'hoidah arezeh meguna. I thought you said that if you koirea at the end of hoidah, it's not good. So, hahi b'hoidah shebahalel. It's not good when you go down by halel. Hodah b'halel, that's not good. This hoidah in tefillah is okay. I vatanya koreh b'hoidah uva hoidah shel halel rezeh meguna, which refers to both of those things. Hoidah shebetefillah and hoidah shebahalel, it's not good. Ki tanya hi b'hoidah t'birchas hamazon. No, there it's not. It's hoidah of not tefillah. Hoidah for tefillah is okay to do koireh, because we see Rav Nachman and Rav Sheshes had done that. But for example, noidelacha by benching, that's also hoidah. People who did kriya then, that's not appropriate. It's Meguna. It's an ugly minig. Mishnah. Hamispol v'tor simin ra'aloi. That means a person is davening and he makes a mistake. He mispronounces a word. He gets stuck. Whatever. So the tefillah is not flowing. You should know that it's not a good siman. He's being sent a message that his tefillah is not being miskabel. And for example, the chazan is making mistakes, or right. So that's a problem because for the am who sent him up there, because he's the shaliach of the am. Right? The shaliach of a person is like the person who sent him. So here's a story. He would daven for cholim, and after the tefillah, he would say, okay, this person is going to live, this person is going to die. How do you know this? If the tefillah flows very easily and it's without any effort, and right, then that's a siman that the tefillah was niskabel. And if not, it was not niskabel, and therefore whoever he was praying for, it didn't work. Now, we said in the Mishnah that if a person makes a toes in brachas, that it's a siman ra. Which bracha? Aruch Yama Rav Safar Mishum Chad Debei Rav Rebbe Be'avois. That it means in the first part by the avos, the first paragraph of Shemona Esrei. That's if he made a mistake, it's a siman ra. But Ike Dematzi La Braisa. No, other people learn that when they talked about avos, they meant like this: Amispalot Tzarch Sheichavin Es Libo, Bekulon. That when you daven, you have to have kavanah in all of the brachos. Listen, if you can't have kavanah in all of them, at least have kavanah in one. Which one? Now, so we actually hold today that you're yotze even without kavanah, because people don't have we don't have this skill of kavanah, etc. So it's not an equal. Then Amar Rav Chanina, right? The Mishnah told the story of Chanina ben Dosa. Now, Menon and Mili, where is this concept that if the tefillah flows easily, that it's a siman tov, and if it's not, it's a siman ra? Where is that from? Amar Rav Yosef ben Levi Damar Kra, Boirei Nivs Vasayim. Hashem created our lips. Shalom Shalom Larachlik V'Lakar. And Amar Hashem or a Fasiv. That means the way the lips go, it will lead to either shalom or not shalom for the person. That all the Nevi'im, all the Nechamos, right, the Yeshayahu, all the wonderful Haftorahs that give us Nechama, it's for, what are the good things? Lamasi bita l'tamid chacham, for example, marrying off your daughter to a tamid chacham, or you get a Talmid Chacham to be a business partner with you, so you help him make parnasa. Or you actually give a Talmid Chacham money. That's all very good things for you, and that's what the Nevi'im were and when we were talking about good things, that's what the kind of good things they're talking about. But for example, schar for Talmidei Chachamim, Atzman ayin lo rosa Elohim zulasecha. Yasan l'machakel lo. That the eye hasn't even seen what kind of reward Talmidei Chachamim will be given. Now we're gonna build this. So there are two stages in the development of the world. When Mashiach comes, it's going to usher in what's called Yemosa Mashiach. And then there's another period, which is Olam Haba. That there's going to be a final, after Mashiach comes, and after whatever happens, then there's going to be a final judgment day, and we're all going to be judged. Yesh lo chelek al l'olam haba, it's not a chelek al, that's eternal life. Because Yemosa Mashiach is on this world. Now, what this Gemara is saying is that the Nevi'im, when they were in Misnabe, the lion will lie down with the lamb. The knowledge will be like the oceans and all of the promises and is Limosa Mashiach. Now, do lions lie down with lambs normally? No. No. So according to this shot, the Limosa Mashiach, even after when Mashiach comes, it's going to usher in a period of time which is we're going to live supernaturally. The laws of the world are not going to operate the same way. Obviously, lions lions eat lambs today. They don't. Okay, so but when the Nevi'im talk about things that are going to happen, the ger, the namer is going to live with a keves, and the bear is going to It's all of those things. It's all according to this pshat limos Mashiach. Aval olam haba ayin l'rasol nuzul hasecha. Olam haba, nobody's even the eye hasn't even seen to describe how beautiful olam haba is. That's not what the Nevi'im are talking about. They're talking about limos Mashiach. Now, that's a major machlokas to the Shmuel, upliga de Shmuel, and the Rambam famously has paskin like Shmuel. The Omar Shmuel, you see, there's a zayin there, which means we paskin that way. Ein bein olam hazeh limos Mashiach el shivud malchus bilvad. So, in contrary to what I just said, Shmuel held, and the Rambam followed Shmuel, to say that Yemos Mashiach is not going to be supernatural. Mashiach is going to come, and the laws of physics are going to be the laws of physics, laws of chemistry are going to be the laws of chemistry, and the world the way we know it now is going to be the way we know it. The only difference is, we are not going to be under the domination of other nations. Shibud Malchus Bilvad will be removed from us. Okay? Shenemar ki lo ye. And now where's Shmuel's proof? It says, Kilo yechtal evyon mikerva aretz. It says, there will never be a time will there be no poor people. Well, that's because the world's going to be in a normal world. It means you could envision a time where there was no poor people. If Yemos Mashiach was now going to be supernatural, then everybody's going to be given. No, there's always going to be poor people. Amrav Chia Barava, Amrav Yochanan. Kol Nevi'im kulan lo nistabu el bali tshuva. All of these rewards that the Nevi'im talk about, that's for Bali Tshuva. While Tzaddikim Gemurim, who do not have to be there are no description of rewards that Tzaddikim Gemurim will get. However, Pligid Rav Avo, this also is in contradistinction to Rav Avo. Rav Avo, Malkum Shabali Tshuva Oimdim, Tzaddikim Gemurim Einem Oimdim. What did Rav Avo hold? That Bali Tshuva are on a higher level than Tzaddikim Gemurim.
It's a famous.
Right? But the Tanakama doesn't hold. The Tana that we're arguing with said no, that the Bali Tshuva get the rewards of the Nevi'im. But the Tzaddikim Gemurim, Ayin Lo Rasa, which is a higher level, right? But says Rav Avo, no. Bali Tshuva, where Bali Tshuva stands, Tzaddikim Gemurim don't stand. Shenemar, Shalom Shalom Larachik V'Lakarav Larach, right? Who does he go Shalom first? First, Larachik Beresha. First, the one who was estranged and then came close. V'Hadar Lakarav. Rav Yochanan, who said the other din, said the other pshat, Amalcha Mai Rachok, Shahaya Rachok Midvar Aveira. Beikar, he was far away from sin, which is the Tzadi Gomor. My Karav, Shahaya Karav Midvar Aveira, which is the which was the Bal Tshuva. And it's Rachi only now is distancing him from it. So Hashtamai Ayin Lo Rasa. Now, what is this? When you said Ayin Lo Rasa, that the human eye has not seen it, what are we talking about? This is some kind of special wine. The grapes that were created, b'sheshes me'brachis, there's going to be wine created from that, and that's the Ayin Lo Rasa. Must be some kind of spiritual thing. Reb Shmuel ben Achmeni Omar, Ze Eden. So we know of Gan Eden. But here, they're talking about a place called Eden. Shaloi Sholtabo Ayin Kol Beria. No human being has seen Eden. Frank Gemara. Shematomer Adam Arishon Hechan Hayu. Where was Adam? What do you mean? Nobody saw Eden.
No.
Where was Adam Arishon?
It's different.
Began. So he was in Gan, not Eden. Shematomer who Gan, who Eden. So maybe you're going to tell me Eden and Gan Eden are the same thing? No.
Yeah.
Talmud Loimer V'nar Yotzei Me Eden Lashkos esagan. Pasuk in Berochos, that the river went out of Eden to irrigate the Gan, which means Gan lachud ve'Eden lachud. Means Gan is one thing. That's where Adam Arishan was, and Eden is another thing. And nobody ever saw Eden. Torabon. Ma'aser shechol b'noi Shlomo Gamliel. Rabbi Gamliel's son was sick. Shogar shtei Talmidei Chachamim etz Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa. They sent two Talmidei Chachamim to Rabbi Chanina. Levakesh alav rachman so he should daven. Kivan shira oisom. He saw them coming. He knew what was going on. All aliyah, I went up to the second floor. Ubikesh alav rachmin. He davened. Birida, so when he came downstairs, Amar lahem lechu shechotzos chama. The child must have been afflicted with a fever, and when he went upstairs to daven, when he came down, he told the shliach, "Go back. The fever's already broken." Amar lo, they said to him, "V'chi navi ata? How do you know the fever's broken? Are you a navi?" Amar lahem lo navi anochi v'lo ben navi. I'm not the navi. I'm not the son of a navi. Elakach mekublani. This is my kabbalah. Im shkuret filosi b'fi yodei anishu mekubel. If the tefillah came out easily, then I know that it was accepted. If not, not. So this tefillah came out easily, so I knew that the child was going to be improved. Yoshvu v'kosvu v'kavnu ososha. They happened to write down exactly what time it was when they told him that the fever broke, 10 o'clock in the morning. You're exactly at the, he told you that the fever broke, it was exactly when the fever broke. It had broken at exactly the time you wrote down. He asked for water. Lishtos. Rav Chanina ben Doisa went to learn Torah by Rav Yochanan. V'chol b'noi Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai. Yochanan ben Zakkai's son got sick. So Rav Yochanan asked Rav Chanina ben Doisa to daven for him. V'yicheh should live. So he put his head between his legs and davened, and the child lived. Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai, hitiach ben Zakkai, as Rosh ben Birkav kol hayom kulu lo hayu mashgichim alav. If I were to put my head between my legs a whole day, nothing would have happened. So his wife heard that. Understand? Is Chanina a bigger Talmid Chacham than you? He's like a servant before the king, who's a ben bayis. Nichnas v'yotze shelo b'rshus. He goes in, goes out, doesn't have to ask permission. But ani domer kasar lifnei melech. I'm like an officer of the king. And you have to be invited, you have to be called, you have to have an appointment. So now I can do a lot when I'm called, but in terms of just going in at any time, that's Chanina ben Doisa. Person should daven only in a place that has windows. Shnemar, this was from Daniel. The kovin pschichin leibal yisa. There'll be an opening in the walls up high, which is a window. Neged Yerushalayim, which we interpret that means that's where you should daven. Amrav Kana chotzif alayman dematzli bebigta. Person is chutzpah if he davens in a valley.
Oh, we can daven in the valley?
No more down in the valley.
Wow.
Cool, now I got an excuse not to go. Amazing. Great. I'll tell my brother, no, I can't go.
Rashi says, "Bebika kishub makom tznius chalalav emas melech v'libo nishbor." It almost implies like it's a good thing because it causes him to have a broken heart. You want to have a broken heart when you daven.
But it said that then we learned before that when he daven, he should be besimcha. He shouldn't be too sad. He shouldn't be.
Yeah. Okay. Arav kana chotzav alayman de mafresh chatoy, that it's chutzpah for somebody to detail out all of his sins. Shenemar ashrei nosui pesha kesui chat. Better to hide it a little bit. Don't be so open with your sins. It's chutzpah. Okay. So we're going to start Ketzad Mavachim. Agal, we'll learn Motzei Shabbos. Yeah, Motzei Shabbos. Ketzad Mavachim.
When did they change the clock?